Alright guys, welcome to another episode of Schmattz Outdoors. We're out here checking muskrat huts again. My battery died last night and I didn't bring another one with me, so I apologize for that. I ended up catching just the 3 muskrats in 14 sets, and then I had that one mink set that didn't have anything in it. I swapped out that mink set for a 110 instead of the foothold in there. I didn't really figure I wanted to deal with a live mink, and I didn't want him possibly dragging my trap off and I have to try and find where he went, so I put a 110 in there and staked it down. I also did put out, I moved that trap, the one that was there, and I added 3 more, so I now have 18 muskrat sets and that one mink set out here. I'm just getting here, the sun is just popping up, it's 8 o'clock in the morning right now. So we're gonna get out. The wind is blowing a little bit, so the audio might not be great, and I apologize for that. But we'll get out there, we'll see what we got, and I'll try and show you what I can. Alright guys, we're to the first check here, or first trap here. Just hope it's not froze up too terribly bad here. And kind of think it's and it's still set. Damn it. That's not a great way to start off the morning. Setting the trap off on my finger. On the same finger that I caught yesterday. Again, I'm purposely not hair triggering these traps, but I'm also not leaving them on, full depth so the latch ain't, God darn it. So the dog isn't fully engaged into the pan. If I did that, you can see how high the thing sets, so I'm going about half of that. It sets a little leveler here. Okay, got this kind of wedged in here, like that, to hold my plug. Make sure we get that packed good with snow today. We did get just a dusting of snow last night, so I'm kind of curious to see if that mink has been running around last night again. Today I got my gauntlets. You can see I brought my gauntlets along just in case I can reach in. If they go down a run, I can pull them out a little easier. And I also got a headlamp on, real bright headlamp on my head. So this is the hut that I had the first muskrat in yesterday, the one that was still alive. Well, it's a good sign my debris is still wet and not all froze up here. Gotta be careful not to chop my wire off. still set. I wish I knew a better way of checking these traps without pulling them all the way out, because basically I'm having to remake every set every time. I feel like that's not really efficient. Alright. What I did is I just pulled out a bunch more wet stuff here to help kind of act as a good plug. I'm going to use all this stuff that was wet. Okay. I'm just kind of setting my snow off to the side because I can reuse that. So this is a real deep hole, deeper than I would like, but it is what it is. Yeah, it was still working. Alright, we'll get this one remade and I'll turn you back on when I get to the next ones. Alright, we're on to the next one here. This is another new one I found last night. Again, it's a smaller hut. It's only a couple feet high, and you can see I should have had my wire here pushed down in there a little farther, but get my plug chopped out here. Ooh, I got a live muskrat in here. I thought I felt something nip at my finger here. And that may have been because I didn't give him enough chain. There you go. Just open my hole up a bit more. Alright. Big muskrat. So yeah, like I said, this is one that I just set up last night, so we'll get him taken care of and we'll get this reset. We'll turn you guys back on. Alright guys, I'm here to the next one. I got that muskrat dispatched and that set remade. I didn't video the remake, but they're all pretty much the same. Just get it. He had kind of tore up the house inside, which they do. So what I did is just kind of level everything back off in there, and then kind of dig me a little trap bed, pull out some of the nice wet stuff. I can't really. That one's still set. Put some of this kind of wet stuff right back kind of over that hole. And then we're going to cover it up with snow. Well, I hope I need my gauntlets here, because if I need them, that means I got catches. So this next house we're gonna have to be a little careful with because I fell through the ice yesterday. I'm not seeing any of the fresh mink tracks though. So right over here is where I fell through yesterday. I was looking at that hole, see if I could get a set in there, but stepped right there, and I had stepped there in the morning and didn't fall through. So this goes to show you never can be too careful out here. And it was deep too. I was up past my knee and didn't hit the bottom, so luckily I only went through with one leg and not both. There's my plug. Sorry, we'll tip you guys up so you can see a little better here. I believe I got another muskrat. I got something, and it's still alive here. What I'm trying to do is just get my trap started up the hole here. What I'm doing is I'm pulling ever so slightly here and trying to coax the muskrat up the hole. Yeah, it is a muskrat. Okay, here we go. And there's my muskrat. Nice big rat again, caught by the front leg. We'll get this guy dispatched and we'll move on. Alright guys, so I got that last muskrat dispatched. We're to a little feeder hut here. Again, I probably should have had my thing pushed down in there a little farther. You could see there's, you know, like 4 inches of wire hanging out here. Try not to knock so much snow and stuff in there, but I think I have something here. Just not real sure. And alright, there we go guys. Got a nice rat, little rat, caught by both front feet. He wasn't getting out of there. He wasn't very far down the run or anything, but he was drowned in there. So alright, we'll get this guy out of here. That's like 3 in a row, and I went like 5 or 6 without any. I'm just gonna, so what I'm doing is just kind of dusting him off in the snow here. You can see he was pretty wet when I pulled him out of there, but now, I mean, he's almost completely dry. That's about as, some of this just won't come out, but. All right, get this guy remade here quick. I was hoping for 5 catches per check here, and I think I got like 5 or 6 left to go, so I mean, that's not too far out of the realm here. Just picking out a little bit of snow that fell in here. Oh, this was the house that was almost completely froze up. You know, all the landing pad or the feed bed or whatever you want to call it, was all almost completely froze, and I busted a little bit of it up so I could get my trap bedded decently. So I kind of chopped a little bit out of this one yesterday inside here. get myself a nice little landing pad on that little landing pad. And I'm gonna get myself a little more. So I made sure I got that pushed in all the way now. Put my little blocker back in here. Stick this back in there. And break up the snow. Glad I got lots of snow this time. All right. So that was the one from the last house. This is the one from this house. So I got 3 muskrats in my pail now. So what I'm doing is I'm kind of removing the snow because I don't want to knock it in the hut. I was trying to find my trap, and I found it. It wasn't where I thought it was. I thought it was in and to the left, and it was in and to the right. I thought it was over this way, but it was over that way. So when I just was following the chain with my hand, and I found it. That trap probably ain't ideal for doing this. It is center swiveled on the bottom, which doesn't make it the easiest to get set in here. So I got some nice wet stuff we'll start with here. Definitely gonna have to pack that one good with snow. Alright, we'll shut you guys off. We'll turn you back on when I get to the next one. Alright guys, I'm to the next hut here. I got 3 real close. There's 2 feeder huts behind me and then this house. So. Take you up just a little bit. There you go. So that's my nice wet stuff there. We'll kind of keep that setting to the side. Well, my trap chain is tight, going off this way. I'm not feeling resistance like there's a live one, but here we go. Nice big muskrat again. He was down a drowned hole off this way, which there actually is a drowned hole this way, which is the way I expected him to go, but so there you go. Nice big muskrat again. We're gonna just I'll show you out here a little better what I'm doing. So I just throw him in the snow and then just kind of drag him around. You can see how much water is getting in this snow. And then you just give him a good fluff, and he's pretty much dry. That's another nice big muskrat there. I mean, he's a 2XL probably. So there is 2 runs, and there's kind of a little waterway between the 2. I remember now that I get my arm in there. There's a waterway, and it's like this much deep, or that deep of water above my trap. And then the cavity's kind of off that way, but there ain't really like a great cavity there. It's just like they come passing through here, and I have my trap set right in the middle of that kind of run that runs between the 2 holes. So my trap was basically just straight in, setting right kind of on the hump in between the 2 runs, let's put it that way. So I got all this nice wet stuff to plug, make a plug out of. Some more of it. Stuff that shut a little more. I got some of the debris I dug out of here yesterday, and then some snow on top. You know, I actually think like the snow helps my plug not freeze up in there so solid. I'd rather dig frozen snow than... This is a new one I just found yesterday. It's super small. I mean, it's only like 18 inches by, well, 15 by 2 foot maybe. This trap here, I had my finger caught, my thumb above my knuckle caught for probably 10 minutes yesterday. I had to hand chop the hole bigger with my hatchet with my hand stuck down that damn hole, because I couldn't get my hand and the trap pulled up at the same time. Okay. Thought I had something like this in there yesterday, but I must not have. See, and I just knocked that piece in. And I got this nice wet stuff. We'll just gently set back on. Oh, dang it. See how much wire and trap chain I got out here? If I caught something, that thing wasn't going to be able to go nowhere. Knocking more stuff in than I'm keeping out here. There we go. See how I kind of got that propped in there? Now my wet stuff will just kind of set right on top of that. And then we're going to pile that up with snow. Just like that. Alright, we'll shut you guys off. We'll turn you back on when I get to the next one here. Well, I can't believe this. So last night, yesterday morning, I put a 1 or a 1.5 in this hole where it looked like a mink was going in and out of here. And I last night when I was here, I pulled the 1.5 and I put it in the last hut I just checked. And then I put this 110 here, but my 110 is set off with nothing in it. That's just some cattail stuff that's in it. So I don't know. This trap is kind of hair trigger, but I certainly hope that I didn't miss my mink though. So I got the trigger kind of set like that, so see, that's what I'm talking about. So I wonder if it went off on its own. Okay. Which is looking more like it could be more and more the case. I don't think this mink is probably going to come back here basically in the next day, because I'm pulling all these sets tomorrow morning. But so what I'm doing is just kind of blocking that. Alright, so that one's remade. I certainly hope I didn't miss that mink. I don't see no fresh sign around that he was here, but alright, I got 2 muskrat sets left to check here. My averages ain't as good as I'd like. I'm running about 20%, but I'm creeping up on 300 rats for the seasons, but creeping is the key word there, so okay. Alright, that one was still set too. We'll get this one remade. I got one more trap down the road just a bit here to check, and then we'll be done. Alright guys, so this is the last one. So I'm down basically on the other side of this big slough, and what there was just water in the road ditch. I have no idea how much water is even in here. So this house might even be abandoned, but you know, if there's no water out in front of it, they got nowhere to, they can't get in and out of here, so. But it is one of the only houses, or one of the ones I could actually get to, so that's why I said it. It's kind of, the house itself is all mud inside. There's no, all right, it is still working, so we'll get this remade and we'll move on.